And I come from the World Council of Churches, Ecumenical HIV and AIDS Initiative and Advocacy, which used to be Ecumenical HIV and AIDS Initiatives in Africa. But we have got to Jamaica, the Caribbean, to the Philippines, and other places, so now we are more global. That is why we are now Ecumenical HIV and AIDS Initiatives and Advocacy. We have the Secretariat, which is in Geneva, and we have 4 regional offices: Central Africa based in Kinshasa, Southern Africa based in Harare, Zimbabwe, West Africa based in Togo, and Eastern Africa based in Nairobi, Kenya. And we also have 1 regional office based in Luanda, Angola for Portuguese-speaking countries. We used to have 2 theological consultants, but now we have only 1 who is based in Harare. So he helped, Ezra Chitondo, he helps us to do some reflection, theological reflections on all the issues we have to deal with. I want to start with this sentence. Sexuality is an integral part of our life and a gift to be honored and enjoyed. So if it is a gift from God, someone mentioned previously pleasure, it's a gift for all of us to enjoy. So we need all the information on sexuality to enjoy our spirituality. EHAIA does a lot of work on masculinities and femininities. We have published a lot of books on redemptive masculinities, where we try to look at issues of patriarchy, issues of how we can deconstruct some of the things that the society has constructed, like gender roles. And we have also done a lot of work on sexual and reproductive health and rights and human dignity. We do a lot of work with INARELA and other stakeholders on the ground. And I want to stress on one activity we have done, not just an activity, but it's a process. We have started the work on sexual orientation in Togo like 5 years ago. And for the first time, we created that safe space for religious leaders and people from the key population, the LGBTIQ community, to come together, to listen with love. That's the word we use a lot. We listen with love to each other. We try to understand and be able to go back to our communities and embrace. So during one activity we have done in Togo with Father JP, we tried to have the interpretation of the Bible on the word homosexuality. And from the whole group, we realized that that word does not exist in the Bible. And the text people have been using to condemn homosexuality, we find together that that text doesn't have anything to do with homosexuality. So deconstructing is very important in the work we are doing, so that people know where things come from and where they don't come from. I put this picture here just to show that this is one of the pictures we have taken during that activity, which shows that our friends, they are proud of who they are, their gender identity, their gender expression. And we have also taken the opportunity to do an HIV test. And we show our results. Frankie, that's his name, from the activity we had 2 years ago, he has been contacted by RFI. How do you see it?
RFI.
RFI, Radio France International. It's a French international radio. He has been contacted by them, and they are producing a documentary on who he is, his journey as a gay person, and what the church has brought to him, because he is a Catholic. So, from the experience in Togo, we have got a lot of feedback. The first one is, I've been able in my community to open up, to come out. And I have, like one said, I have 25 today young people with whom I meet every month to discuss who we are. And I'm doing a family mediation now with some of them and their family to be able to tell the family who they are and able to give them a space to be who they are. So I think this is a great achievement for us because the law still condemns homosexuality in the country. So we are trying together with the US Embassy in Togo to create that space for people with sexual orientation to be who they are. Another religious leader said, after one of these gatherings, I saw Frankie around 6 o'clock in the evening, and then I called him, Frankie. And then he turned and was surprised to see me, because in the meeting, he was one of those very conservative pastor who said, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't have them in my community. But after 3 days, and not in the same area, it's like 50 kilometers from that area, we met in the evening, and he was able to recognize me and come to me and talk to me. So today, some of these few religious leaders, they are calling people from the LGBTI community to come in those safe spaces and lead the conversation of how we can discuss sexuality without being taken our side. We also do a lot of work in schools in Africa and beyond. And I'm giving the example of West Africa because that's where I am. Talking to children and young people and listen to them, not just talking, listen to them, give them the space to lead and tell us what they know about their body is very important, because we assume that we know better than them. Personally, I've not been told, I can't even recall discussing sexuality with my mom. Never. Someone mentioned menstruation. That was something which just came to me, and she was not there. So there's still a lot of things that we need to change, to discuss, to raise our voices for young people to know, not learn from the media, not learn from the social media. Let them talk to us, bring us the issues they are having. There is something going on right now in most Francophone countries in West Africa. They call it sexual savings in our schools, private schools and public schools. What they do is they collect money. It's a group they have in schools. They collect money every 2 weeks, and then if they attend in the group, your turn will come, they give you the money. That money is to create a space where you invite an older man to come and have sex with you. Yes, you go, you pay your hotel, you pay the food and everything. And this is going on, and it has been on one of the media in Benin 3 weeks ago. And we identify many schools where this is happening, both for girls and boys. we really need to enter those spaces, see the reality, talk to the reality as religious leaders, because at the end of the day, they are our children. These young people will be tomorrow our children. They continue to be our children, and we need to look at that. I also want to talk a bit about how we create intergenerational spaces for adults and young people to meet and to discuss. These spaces have been spaces where issues of rape, abuse, all those issues are being discussed openly. And I could recall one meeting we had in Nigeria where we have the teachers from the same school and the students from the same school sitting just like this. And then we ask students to stand and name their body. It was difficult. They could not even put their body. But then when we separate the two groups, it was easy. And then we brought them back. And after discussing, they were able to stand and even draw. They draw it in front of teachers. So this is to say that if we bring together our young people, our children, and our religious leaders, and we know each other, what we are discussing, and we listen to each other, it's so powerful. We can change a lot of things. And we will be all agents of changes in our communities. Finally, I will just mention two publications that we are currently working on for adolescents and young people. It's on masculinities, transformative and positive masculinities and femininities. In faith communities, where we have both the Christian perspectives and the Muslim perspectives. For it hasn't been multi-faith, but it's a beginning where we have the two from the Muslim and the Christians discussing issues of sexual and reproductive health and rights, including comprehensive sexuality education. And the second one has been done in Kinshasa, looking at the background they have in DRC and reflect on masculinities and femininities from not from the adolescent perspective, from the religious perspective, the faith leaders' perspective. So those two books will soon be published, and I think I'll stop here. Thank you.